estou contando os dias que nós passamos. O que você esconde de toda calada, não me deixe somente.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Alrighty then.
You see
So
this standing over you as you sleep. Okay, I'm gonna go mute.
So this is so if you recall, this is gonna be a really weird start to the stream, but if you'll recall, we ended last time in a really awkward spot because I had no fucking clue where we were going to end off the stream because there was like no good place. Also, holy fuck, this is super loud. Oh my god. So that's why the notification is up there. I'm gonna need moderators to keep an eye on the place and silence any detractors who appear, because hoo boy, there's about to be a lot going on in the next image. And I need to remind you all and the Twitch staff that no, this is not pornography. Very clearly and very obviously in big bold text. Anyways.
Now, quick question: is everybody else still audible, or are we gonna have another mishap? Just to check.
Let me take out. I have like you guys really low. Let me fucking.
I'm waiting for the ad to end.
Oh, alright, okay. I made you guys a
Alright,
bit
I heard
more
myself.
Mm-hmm.
So
You good?
Testing, 1, 2.
1, 2.
I think we're good.
I heard myself, so we're
Okay.
probably
Oh
good.
my.
Mhm. Hello there. Alrighty then.
Hello there.
Alright.
She might could be acting up.
Alrighty then. I'm going to hit the capture game button now. And we're just gonna go ahead and read this like nothing's wrong. Do you have any desire to place a curse on him?
What?
Do you want to curse Antonin? If you so desire, I might be able to make it happen. Cast a curse on him. Perhaps even a fatal one. Ignore the fact that he's my father. I don't consider that man family anymore. I want you to be honest with me. If, hypothetically, such a thing were possible, would you want to curse him?
No, I would not want that.
Why not? You have a right to take revenge. For what that man did, he deserves punishment. He inflicted so much pain on you. You're still shaking more than a year later. You can just let him get away with it out of the goodness of your heart? Hypothetically, if you wanted to curse him, I
Wouldn't do it, even hypothetically. And not out of the goodness of my heart. I'm just a coward.
A coward.
If curses were real and he were to die by one, then I would never, ever be able to forget. If my resentment for him took his life, that would mean he had damaged me so permanently I was never able to get past it. I don't want that. I want to be able to forget. I'm still shaking now, but one day, I want to be able to proclaim proudly that it no longer has any control over me. But I appreciate the sentiment. Setting aside your choice of method, you asked out of concern, and that's more than enough for me.
A soft smile spread across her lips, but all it inspired in me was powerlessness. She was putting on an act. Was the sentiment really more than enough? Of course not. Not when she was still trembling so much. But what was I to do? What was I, unable to leave this house and helpless against the will of the Bolognese, to do? I was incapable of assuaging her pain, wasn't I? I couldn't do anything, could I? Before I throw in the towel, I need to take some real time to think. To stop running from the problem. To figure out a real way to give her what she wants. That doesn't involve curses or angry words. There must be something that only I can do. Giselle. I took her hand that had been tracing her scars and slid it around her waist. Even now her trembling showed no signs of abating. I will never, the one thing I could do, hurt you again. To wrap her trembling body in my arms. I want you here with me. All I ask of you now is to be at my side. You can be scared and you can quiver, but please don't apologize for it. Please don't feel bad about it. I promise not to turn my head away from your pain. So I ask of you, try not to keep it buried. I have no power or influence. I don't know all the right things to say. I am a man with nothing to his name. But the one thing I do have is a heartfelt desire to do whatever I can for you. As soon as I tightened my grip around her waist, she lurched forward, throwing her arms around me. Muffled whimpers resonated against my shoulder where she had buried her head. Eventually they grew into unfettered sobs. And my bedchamber was enveloped in the sound of weeping. She cried like a little child. The usually strong-willed, cheerful, optimistic Giselle wailed from the depths of her soul. The past year she had constantly been nudging me forward. It was always her leading the way. There had, undoubtedly, been moments where she wanted to cry like this, but couldn't. So, starting now, I was going to try and support her too. I was sure I would mess something up, and as I had little experience being caring, I'd probably anger her, probably stress her out, and probably make her cry. But I had found my resolve. I had overcome my hesitation. I was sure I could do it. I could create a place where she could find peace. I could surely. Giselle didn't stop crying until the sun had begun peeking over the horizon. I had, as I said, not looked away, simply holding her in silence. She had decidedly not childlike frame, but she seemed incredibly small in my arms. I felt each other's warmth through my clothes. Between sniffles, Giselle said softly, "Oh no, please go back to black. No."
One day, I'm certain I'll be able to, without any hesitation, be properly joined with you, and it'll be wonderful. Right now, I still can't control the shaking, but eventually, I want to be able to put my hands on you too.
The affection infused in each and every word was palpable. Sometime later she drifted off to sleep, exhausted. I prayed from the bottom of my heart that at least tonight she would have a pleasant dream. Alright, cool, awkward part over now. Morning. No, afternoon?
Master! Good morning.
Good morning. Oh no, hold up.
Oh no.
Giselle,
After
how...
image.
She's phasing out of reality.
After image.
Aye,
Oh lord, it's doing that thing from Jacob's Ladder.
Oh no.
she's so fast.
So it's like a meme.
Shit is
She's
glitching up on her.
flash-stepping.
Shit is glitching up on
Probably
our
the
end.
what?
Just give it a hot second. My computer's being weird again.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, there we go.
Okay, there we go. Whew.
Oh, come on, put a little more oomph into it.
Same Giselle as always.
I must say, last night was something, Master. I didn't know you had that in you, just thinking about it. Ow! Hey, that hurt. What was that for?
I was struck with an insatiable urge to whack you.
Whatever happened to your heartfelt desire to do whatever you can for me? I don't think hitting me counts.
You're tough enough to get over a little bonk.
You were being so nice yesterday. Where did that go?
So, would you like to explain why you're making dirty jokes first thing in the morning?
Yeah, just... I was trying to lighten the mood to hide my embarrassment.
Fair enough. Alright, but could you not joke about that in the future? I didn't actually do anything to you.
No, you didn't. Sorry. Say, could I ask you something?
Yes?
You hardly ever use my name. It makes us feel so distant. Could you do something about that, maybe?
But, babe?
No. That's not you at all. Just go with my name, please. We graduated from a master-servant relationship to a romantic relationship, but that is a bit much.
Romantic relationship.
Exactly. So, in honor of the new us, let's make this last, alright? Michelle?
Alright. At the time, the light that entered our life seemed unreal and fantastical, but I prayed that it would indeed last, in hope of an equally bright future. I allowed myself to rejoice in the moment, letting the unconquered shadows that lurked in my peripheral remain unseen. Blackness consumes the once colorful space. Giselle still stands before me as she did within the door, but I struggle to reconcile the two scenes. They are both real. They are both her. The lively, spunky girl of the past and the lifeless girl of the present are both Giselle. As different as they seem, they are both her.
Don't we stop there? It was a wonderful story. They overcame their troubles and lived happily ever after. Is that not good enough? It would be no worse than where we are now. All we have to do then is erase the now. Throw away everything and start over from where it was better.
You're able to bear them because they weren't your tragedies. And that goes for more than just me. Actually, as a matter of fact, those words apply even better to her than me.
The ending is already set in stone. It's already happened. What point is there in watching it again? All that accomplishes is making me relive it all.
The ending has not been written. We are both here now, which means our end still lies ahead of us.
Then, can I ask you to promise not to let go of my hand, no matter what? No matter what happens, you mustn't let go of my hand.
No, I understand. That was a request. Even if she didn't perceive it as such. In place of a verbal response, I squeezed her hand in mine. I know where this tale is heading. Toward tragedy. All the other doors we visited ended in tragedy. And ours is no exception. But perhaps what's waiting at the end of this one is even more dire than I imagine. The door to our past swings open once more. Behind which lies the end of me. And the beginning of her. A month had passed since the night with the rose. Right on schedule, the monthly delivery arrived, but it was a letter that would dramatically change our lives. My father, Antonin, had fallen ill and died. I presumed it was the witch's doing, but she was silent, refusing to respond to my questions. If it wasn't her, then he must have died naturally. It seemed more than a little tasteless to celebrate someone's death, but good taste and reality do not always agree. I was extremely relieved to hear the news. The man had raped Giselle. He had tried to have me killed. And now he was gone from this world. I had been waiting for this moment for years. His passing had another effect as well. My death could be revoked. Many years ago, my brother told me that when he succeeded our father, he'd welcome me back to the Boligny estate, and I could be part of the family once more. Which meant this letter signaled the end of my banishment. Not sure how to feel about it.
Yeah. Rejoicing doesn't really seem appropriate. But this means you can return home now, right?
In theory. My brother said to take control of the estate, so he should be accommodating. I'm going to write a letter, have them send us a carriage. It is much too long a distance to walk.
Alright. I'm excited. What should we do first when we get back to the capital? Oh, I know. How about you stop by my place? My mom and sister won't believe their eyes.
My time in this mansion was almost at its end. The future I had only vaguely envisioned was now within my reach. I had always spoken of this moment predicated with eventually, like it was some kind of unobtainable fantasy. But now that it was practically a reality, I realized I hadn't actually given it much thought.
Hey, are you still awake?
I am.
Not a great night for sleeping, huh? Are you thinking about your family?
It all seems so surreal.
Yeah, it does. This house is like a desert island, cut off from the world, which makes everything feel kind of like a fairy tale sometimes. Even what we have.
From time to time, I get the feeling that nothing is real. The outside world is the figment of my imagination. That my entire life only ever existed within these walls.
Are you nervous?
Maybe I am. I was hoping that when this day arrived, it would be more cathartic. I'm sorry. I'm finally able to take you back to the capital, and I can't seem to get past my own negativity.
It's only natural to be nervous. I am too. I haven't spent nearly as long as you living in this mansion. But I know how you feel, because I feel the same way. Not knowing what the future holds, it's scary. You know, I was thinking I would be okay with staying. I mean, I would love to return to the capital, and I miss my family dearly. But even if I never get to see them again, in no way would I consider myself unhappy. I honestly think I got a pretty wonderful life.
If you're not comfortable going back to the house, you're just saying you'll endure for me, Giselle. There are other paths we can take. You live with your family. You can remain here in the mansion.
Not at all, no. I want to. No matter where I go, you'll be there with me, Michelle. It's true, I am nervous not knowing what the future holds. But not in a scared something bad might happen kind of way. It's more of a jittery, excited, nervous anxiousness. I'm confident the two of us can overcome anything, no matter what obstacles may come our way. And together we can create an even more wonderful future. Don't worry, Michelle. The future's nothing to be afraid of.
You make it sound like I'm paralyzed with fear.
But you are, aren't you? Hey now, don't give me that look.
Once again, she's the one pushing me forward. I will make sure you have a good, happy life.
Thank you.
What?
Nothing. I'm feeling kind of sentimental, thinking about how we've only got a little time left here. It wasn't perfect, but it was an important part of my life.
Indeed.
Say,
Yes?
well,
Hmm?
I think I could handle it right now, probably.
It?
Oh, use your head, you little...
Hmm. I don't follow.
How can you be so dense? I mean, you know, touching and so forth. You know, take the next step. I'm saying I'm feeling up for that right now.
Hmm.
It's not proper for a woman to bring up that subject, is it? But I kind of did ask you to wait. And I feel bad leading you on for so long. Yeah, I'm sorry.
You're shaking.
I'm just really emotional, that's all.
You don't need to force yourself if you're not ready. I can wait as long as you need. Besides, never mind. It's fine, there's no need to rush into things. You don't need to worry.
Yeah.
I wrote 2 letters. One to my brother, and one to my mother. One so Giselle could return, and one so I could be myself. To demonstrate who I was. I had to prove that I was not cursed. For failing to do that would not only bring her grief, it might become the final crack in the identity I had built up for myself. I had to convince that I was neither demon nor angel, but a human man who had fallen in love with a human woman. However, I was too foolish to realize that the future I envisioned was nothing but a fantasy. Had I been able to grasp that, then maybe I could have taken her somewhere far away, where no one knew who we were, where things might have turned out differently.
It's been really foggy out lately. I'd rather if we left when it was clear. It'd be terrible if the coachman rolled the carriage because he couldn't see where we were going. And if there wasn't so much fog, I would probably been able to see the little columns of orange evening sunlight fighting their way through the trees. But the milky white mist seemed to swallow up the light, leaving nothing for the surrounding area. It was rather dreary weather. I wonder when they'll be here. Although, if they never do show up, that's okay too. I was finally able to return to the capital with Michelle. To see my family again. And that was wonderful. It was like a dream come true. But it wouldn't disappoint me if that didn't end up happening. I didn't care where I ended up, as long as Michelle was there with me. And that's all that matters. I should probably close the windows. The coach isn't likely to show up at night, I don't think. I reached my hands out to shut a window, which is when I saw something wavering beyond the heavy mist. Light? And it wasn't just the one. Looking closer revealed several more flickering spots. They moved up and down, slowly but rhythmically. As more and more came into view, my mind began seeing them as people carrying torches. And they're coming this way. Could they be our escorts back to the capital? Though... What? As soon as the thought, there sure are a lot popped into my head, something whizzed past my cheek. What? Was that? Huh? Why? What? It was an arrow.
Giselle!
What? An arrow had flown through the window and pierced the opposite wall. Had Michelle not knocked me out of the way.
Giselle, are you okay?
I'm fine. But what? What's going on?
Never mind that. Right now we need to run.
Huh? Wait, Michelle!
Now! There's no time to talk! Stay outside of the windows!
Got it. He grabbed my hand and broke into a run. A relentless storm of arrows showered through the windows we had worked so hard to get open a year ago. This wasn't what we had gone through all that effort for.
Once I open the front door, run! We have to get as far from this house as quickly as we can.
What was happening? Why did we have to run? Why were those people firing arrows at us? A With the wave of questions came a wave of fear. I couldn't say anything. The sheer terror had frozen my jaw in place.
Get ready!
I nodded, squeezing his hand tight. I knew it would just be another obstacle to his safe escape, but I didn't want to let go of his hand. I was afraid that if I did, I'd never be able to hold it again.
Are you alright?
I'm fine. But how? There are people out in front too?
Damn it! Why?
Several arrows are sticking out of the floor before us. Beyond the door, which Michelle had managed to shut almost immediately, rang a cacophony of whoosh thumps, whoosh thump. We can't escape? Why? What's going on?
Damn it!
With a deep scowl, Michelle barred the door, and all the while the arrows kept flying. The panic in the air kept growing thicker. I don't understand. How did they... Only a handful of people even know about this place. This is all my fault. It's because I told the villagers about this place. They think a demon lives here, not a human. So they're here to tear down the house. They made weapons and bows just for this?
I don't...
There was a deep rumble, and the ground below us shook. I almost fell to the floor.
They're trying to break down the door, it seems.
Michelle. I'm so sorry. This is all my fault. Because of what I did.
No.
What?
It's not your fault, it's mine.
Michelle?
I challenged her. And because I did, she made my curse real!
What are you talking about, Michelle?
This way! Run!
Michelle dragged me through the mansion corridors until we reached the chamber with the stained glass window. We fell into the room and cut a small door.
Oh my god. You're getting fucking noise suppression super hard right now.
How with the noise suppression's off?
Okay, well now you're good. Now you're good.
That's insane. Okay, sorry.
Wait, are you on Wi-Fi?
Nah, it's fine. Just keep going.
Alright. At the far end of the room sat a small door. Where does it lead? I had been aware of the door's presence, but I had never gone inside it. Something about it seemed somewhat different than the rest of the house. I wasn't sure how to describe it exactly, but it felt like shadows had taken root here.
The observation tower.
A tower, but if we go up there, we're putting ourselves in a corner.
Doesn't matter where we go. They have us trapped. But there's a chance that up here.
He didn't finish that thought, however. He opened the door, leading me into the tower. His face deathly pale. We started running away again around and around the spiral staircase, making our way towards the top. In regular intervals along the walls were rectangular windows. A layer of fog still lay thick across the land. Peering out into it made me feel like we had been thrown into a dream world. And if it weren't for the orange spots of torchlight surrounding the mansion. The silhouettes holding the torches. Is that armor? Appeared to be knights. Michelle, tell me, why do you think this is your fault? What is your curse? Your curse. It isn't just the color of your hair and eyes, is it? There's more to it, isn't there? There's something else, isn't there? Michelle's gaze was firmly directed forwards as he frantically led me up the stairs. We were breathing hard, and the sound of it echoed against the tower stone walls. Our panicked hearts were beating so hard. I was afraid they might be able to hear it outside. Eventually, we made it to the top. A pile of discarded rope lay unceremoniously at the foot of a door, presumably once used to seal it shut. The door itself was deeply weathered and rotting in places. It had obviously been left sitting in disrepair even longer than Michelle had lived here. What is this?
Inside!
Frigid air nipped at my skin, and it wasn't a pleasant, refreshing kind of cool, but a bitter, oppressive cold. This room felt like any other in the mansion. This is an observation tower? You can't even...
There once would have been a window allowing you to see in all directions around the mansion. But all that remains now is that tiny opening near the ceiling. If we hide out here, then there's a chance they might not find us. Since they broke down the door. Don't worry, they won't find us. And when they give up their search, then we can get out of here. I'm sure we'll all turn out alright.
Michelle's voice was quivering, as was his hand in mine. Michelle. We huddled together, feeling each other's warmth in our arms. My free hand clenched his shirt for dear life.
I'm sorry.
What?
I'm to blame for this. It's my fault you're in this mess. The pain you had to experience. You being sent to this place. And what's happening now can all be traced back to me being born. I'm so sorry.
Why was he apologizing? Why did he insist this was his fault? Why wouldn't he tell me what his curse was? Why were there people trying to kill us? Right. Right, those people were trying to kill us. Putting it into words like that made the fear that much more real. The arrows they fired weren't threats. They meant to kill us. Michelle. But with Michelle trembling in my arms, I couldn't bring myself to ask those questions. But meaning would those answers even have with death lurking so close behind us? All I could do was pray. Pray that he was right and that they wouldn't find us and we'd be able to escape. God. Oh, hello? Is it still acting up?
No, you sound better now.
However,
Random man, you're needed.
Over here! Through the door! And the stairs leading up!
my hopes were shattered by the sound of voices from below. I could hear a faint clanking of armor. Our grips on each other tightened, and our trembling intensified. Fear swelled within the tower, making us its slaves.
Giselle!
We were both terrified. And who wouldn't be? Fairy tale heroes could be magically courageous in the face of overwhelming danger, but they weren't real. And the fear of my impending death, and drawing nearer and nearer with each passing moment, almost drove me to madness. I couldn't think clearly. My heart was having too much trouble keeping up. My head was a big white mess. We were supposed to return to the capital and start a new life. Finally obtain our happiness. It was right there at our fingertips. Enough happiness to make up for Michelle's 10 years of isolation. And enough to erase that nightmare from my memory forever. What had we done to have that taken away from us? We just loved each other and wanted a quiet life together, nothing outrageous. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. But what scared me the most was being separated from Michelle. Hey, Michelle, what are those people really doing here? If what they're after is money or valuables, we can offer them everything in the mansion. We don't need any of it. If they don't want us to return to the capital, then we can tell them that we'll stay here. They might be willing to talk it over. I don't care if I lose everything else. As long as I have you, I can survive anywhere. All that matters is that we had our lives. So long as the two of us still breathed. But
Death! Death to the unholy one! Death to the heretic! Death to the witch!
Despair hung over us like the fog outside. There were no heretics, no witches, no unholy ones here. But they would probably never listen to us. The moment we stepped outside of this room, we would be dead no matter what we said. Michelle, I'm all right. It's okay, Michelle. I'm not scared. You're here with me after all. I'm fine. It's all fine. Oh, please hold me until it's all over. Please stay with me.
Finally, you speak.
Michelle? He wasn't looking at me, though. His unfocused eyes were directed upward, not towards any particular point, but wandering aimlessly. Purposeless lips appeared to move as though he was speaking, but no sound came out. Hey, Michelle, are you alright? Come back to me, Michelle. I grabbed him by the shoulders and shook, but he didn't even seem to notice. No matter how many times I called to him, he didn't look down from the emptiness above. Michelle!
Giselle.
Finally, after far too long, his gaze slid down to meet mine. He looked defeated, exhausted, and cornered all at once. I was scared too. But his fear seemed to have consumed him entirely.
Please, hear me out, Giselle. I never thought anything good would become of my life. I never thought I would find anyone who truly understood me, who would be happy to have my love. And for that, I hated the world. I was in constant torment, living in the shadows. But then, a single ray of light shone down on me.
Shell.
You, Giselle. You delivered me from the darkness. I'm scared, Giselle. I'm terrified. I used to think my life was meaningless, that it didn't matter if I lived or died. But now, I can't stop shaking.
That's perfectly normal. I'm scared to death too, but
what scares me the most is losing you.
Michelle. I should have noticed. Noticed his arms were tensing up. Noticed and stopped him.
So please, allow me to repay you. I said I would do anything for you. So let me do this. I haven't given you anything. I haven't done anything for you. So give me one final chance.
Michelle! What are you doing? Get back in here, Michelle. Why, the door? I can't open it. I shoved on the door trying to go after him. But it wouldn't budge even the slightest bit. It was as though there had never been a door there at all, merely a wall disguised as one. It wasn't someone holding it shut from the outside either. I pushed and I pulled with all my might, but I couldn't even manage to egg out the tiniest crack. Michelle, what did you do to the door? Come on, get back in here. I don't want to lose you either. Say something, Michelle. You're out there, aren't you? Please don't do anything rash. They're going to kill you if you're out there.
Giselle, the witch told me
What?
that she would ensure your safety.
Michelle, she isn't real. There's no witch talking to you. It's all in your head. A figment of your imagination created to alleviate your loneliness.
Rest assured she does not lie.
Michelle!
Please listen. You are a wonderful woman, Giselle. Spirited, true to yourself, deeply sympathetic. You are not to blame for how difficult your life has been. More of the fault lies with me, and a bit of bad fortune. But that's all behind you now. Once this is over, you can start anew.
What are you talking about?
So survive. Live a good, fulfilling life. Move past this. Live your life. And always love your family. I know you can do it. That is my wish for you.
No, I don't want that. I want to be with you. No one else but you.
I don't want to let you die.
There it is. Death to the heretic! Death to the heretic! Death to the heretic!
Death to the
Thank you,
heretic.
Michelle. Open the door. If my choice is to live on without you, I'd rather...
Your scars will heal. You'll find a nice man and have a wonderful family.
Why?
Thank you, Giselle, for bringing a light to my world.
Don't say that.
But if there is a next life, I hope you don't mind if I pray that we're able to meet again. That we can find each other once more. In another world.
Michelle!
Oh, actually, hold up. This one's someone specific.
Sorry, I double muted myself.
Yeah, you're fine. You were
Michelle,
there you go.
it is our holy duty as the Knights of the Church to deliver punishment unto the heathen who made a pact with the devil.
Come on, Michelle, open the door.
You are sentenced to death. Your body is to be hanged upon the cross for 3 days and 3 nights, wherein your unholy flesh shall be purified by the fires of heaven.
Why? What are you doing here?
Open the door, Michelle, please. Listen to me. You can hear me out there, can't you?
You shall now be executed. Do you have any final words?
Who is it that you're sentencing to death? Michelle Bolignier or...
A demon child, naturally. Or a witch, perhaps.
Please open the door. Why won't you open it? He isn't unholy or impure. He's a perfectly normal human and a very sweet man. Yes, I'm the witch. The witch isn't here. I'm the one you want to execute. Kill me. Execute me.
Now I see, Giselle. This world.
Kill him!
So many blades pierced my flesh. A sword in my chest, lances in my arms and shoulders, arrows in both of my legs. I could hardly even tell what hurt anymore. There was an unpleasant hiss sound in the tower, almost like a heavy rain. It was the sound of my blood spilling out onto the stone. Red. It was red. Just like anyone else's blood. It didn't flow into unnatural patterns. It didn't turn into black demonic shadows. It didn't cause anyone to touch it harm. It was just ordinary red blood. Regardless, this body was probably still cursed. It had to be. I couldn't hear Giselle's voice anymore. I hoped she was safe and alive. I prayed that at least she would be protected. That the witch would keep her promise. It was getting dark. Light was quickly departing from my world. Darkness everlasting dragged me down into its pits. I believed in you.
Michelle? Michelle, hey, say something. Talk to me. Hey, what's going on? What's going on here? No, this can't be happening. An impossibly heavy thud came from beyond the door. And with it, Michelle fell silent. Then, intermittent squelching sounds as something slid down the door. No, this can't be. Why? Why? I pounded on the door with all my strength, but it still refused to give. The skin on my hands eventually going raw and began to seep blood. Why? Why should Michelle have to be killed? Tell me why. Take me with you. Please don't leave me behind. That man isn't a witch, he isn't cursed. I'm cursed, not him, so don't hang him. Don't humiliate him like that. Kill me instead. Please. Again and again and again I pounded on the door. But the self-described knights on the other side seemed to not even be aware of my presence. They seemed unable to hear my cries. Their armor clanking with each step, they began to descend the staircase. And with it, I could hear the sound of something being dragged slowly across the floor. No, don't take him away. Stop, don't take Michelle away from me. I'm begging you. But my pleas were in vain. My hope was for naught. The night took him away. Took him somewhere out of my reach. For all eternity. Don't take him away from me. Michelle. After much too long, the door swung open all on its own. It happened so unceremoniously, it was hard to believe I had actually been trapped inside. I had no idea how much time had passed, but the chill in the air suggested it was deep into the night. And with the biting cold, there was the stench of blood. Why? Why? Michelle. I never wanted this. You didn't understand at all, Michelle. You didn't know the depths of my feelings for you. You didn't know how intensely I wanted you. How fervently I loved you. I was never going to be able to find someone else and live happily with them. It had to be you. The thought of anyone else touching me terrified me. You just didn't understand. I don't want to live in this stupid world. The time I spent with you truly was the happiest time of my life. I remember everything now. You died on that day. You were killed. You disappeared from this world and left me behind.
That's right. I remember. I remember the pain, the agony of death, and the fear. I did indeed die that day.
You refused to listen to me. Do you have any idea how it felt to feel you dying from the other side of that door?
Giselle.
I wanted you to take me with you. Is this what you wanted to see?
My memories. The traces of my life on this earth. And there, In order to find your truth, we need more of the story.
Very well then. If you want more story, I will tell you more. What comes next is both a continuation and a brand new tale. The Maid's Tale. When you've heard it all, I expect you to commend me for not forgetting how to smile.
We haven't completely covered the darkness yet. An arctic wind blows past me. At the same time, I'm gripped with an overwhelming urge to break down into tears. Perhaps this is the solitude she felt for so long. I have to face this. I have a responsibility to her to do so. And I have to atone for being such a misguided fool all those many years ago, convinced that I was doing what was best.
This is my tale, and the Maid's Tale. A tale of a foolish, naive girl. Looking back on it now, I'm ashamed of everything. But I will tell you my story in its entirety without embellishments. I ask that you please not let go of my hand. The only thing the knights left behind were a garment and a large pool of your blood. Blood had seeped into the fabric and it was beginning to dry. When I clenched it in my hand, it made a soft crackling sounds. The oppressive stench of death lingered in the tower. Michelle, there's no point in a life without you. You know that, right? I have a wonderful family. You know I can't do that. Hey, Michelle. Answer me. Come back to me. I don't care if it's as a ghost. I just need you here with me. Come back to me. Talk to me about nothing and about everything. Be irritated with me when I do something stupid. Scoff at me whenever I tell a bad joke. Bounce me at chest again. Put your arms around me one more time. Come on. I'm begging you. If you won't come back to me, then I'll go to you. I don't care if that's not what you wanted for me. This world without you is meaningless.
dying won't guarantee you get to see him again. He spends all his time refusing to talk to me, and when he finally does, he begs me to save his love. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Rather disappointing, honest.
Who are you? Where are you?
Quite daft, aren't you? Within these walls, I am everywhere. And you've heard of me before.
What? I have no...
Heavens, you are slow. Is that pretty head of yours only for decoration?
What? But no... There's no one else.
You might be thicker than these walls, my dear. Although, I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. You never did believe anything Michael said about me. You thought he was going mad. This is brilliant.
No, there's no way. It can't be. The cursed witch, Morgana?
Oh, you even know my name, do you? It would appear my legend has survived longer than I expected. I suppose I should thank all the humans who passed it down for me.
You actually exist.
I most certainly do, my dear. As I recall, you don't believe in the supernatural, do you? But it's hard to deny when that very witch is talking to you right this moment. Michael was not even slightly mad, my dear. I told him he was better off without his sanity, but he refused to listen. He wasn't deranged. His surroundings were. His environment, the people around him, his whole world. Can you imagine how dreadful that must have been? I said the line did not go through.
No, it's fine.
Hold on a second, we are experiencing some minor technical shenanigans once again. Is it good now? Nope, give it a minute. Give it a minute. Oh boy.
So remember, Con, it's Michelle.
It's Michelle.
Right, what did I
Boulognet.
say?
You said Michael twice.
Oh! Whoop! Sorry. Got into it.
And there? Okay, there we go. Okay. I think we're good. Resume.
To be the only sane resident in a world gone utterly mad. It's a miracle he managed to keep his head. Remember what you said just before he died, my dear? You said it was all in his head. You said he couldn't tell the difference between illusion and reality. You said he had long since gone insane. Shouted it at the top of your lungs.
No, that's not what I meant.
Ah, poor Michel. If only you had believed him about the witch. I feel bad for you too, though. You have my pity. What did you ever do to deserve this? Oh, and just to be perfectly clear, I played no part in either your or Michelle's misfortune. The only force to blame for that is fate. You were a good, honest, joyful, lovable woman. And look at how the world treated you.
May I ask you something? Was it you who sealed me in the tower?
Yes, it was. That was what Michelle wanted. Once, I told him I would grant his wish. So I did as he asked. Though it looks like that ended up causing you even more pain. How tragic. So, you're planning to die. Are you hoping to reunite with him in heaven? That plan's destined to fail from the outset, my dear. God teaches that suicide is a sin and you'll go to hell for it.
Then
I will not kill you.
why not?
Because I swore to Michelle that I would save your life. Poor Giselle. If you have any other wish, I'll be happy to grant it. I can't bear to see you so miserable.
Shh.
You have but a single desire right now. To see him once more. Isn't that right, Giselle?
Are you saying you can make that happen?
Sorry.
You can bring him back to life for me.
The forces of life and death are outside of my realm. That is God's territory. Or the angels. However, I can guarantee you this. His reincarnation. No, his reconstruction.
His reconstruction.
Yes. You can meet him again? Not in this life, but in another life. Just imagine it. Finding your beloved again after overcoming so much tragedy. 10, 20, maybe 100 years long from now, you're finally reunited. Doesn't that sound marvelous? True, unparalleled love in its purest form. What do you think?
Just because you can bring his soul back, does it make it Michelle? I want to be with him, that brusque, impenetrable, slightly immature, but gentle as a butterfly man. The man who sincerely, deeply loves me. If it's the same soul in a different body, can you still call him my Michelle?
My apologies. You beat me to the punchline, and you did it with so much ardor you threw me off balance. You're exactly right. The idea that if your love is strong enough, you can both be reborn and have exactly the same relationship is utter fairy tale nonsense. You must be the same people to have the same love. Which is why I am not promising his rebirth or reincarnation, but his reconstruction. Your wish can become a reality, Giselle. As long as you wish for it with all your heart, it can come true. I'll wish for his reconstruction as well. You have a witch asking to make this happen, my dear, so you could be confident that it will bear fruit. As you wish for him to remain as himself. If he truly loves you, and he too wishes to reunite with you, your wish shall be granted.
Will you really wish with me?
I most certainly will, my poor, pitiful dear Giselle. I shall offer up my most heartfelt prayers for you.
I'll wish for it. Until the moment of my death, I'll keep wishing for us to be reunited as the same people.
I can't guarantee your reconstruction, though.
What?
I only said I guaranteed his. Michelle's is the only reconstruction I will wish for. I will not ask for yours.
Why not?
You're not looking at a benevolent wish-granting goddess or an angel with a magic bow and arrow. You're looking at a cursed witch.
And how am I to be with him again?
I can offer you but one option that will allow you to reunite with your reconstructed Michael.
Tell me. What do I have to do?
You must live. Here, with me.
Live with you? What do you mean?
It was Michel who resurrected me, but he could not serve as my guide. I have work to do. But I cannot do it alone. I need a guide to assist me. Because, as you see, I have no body. If this house did not exist in this world, then perhaps I might be able to give myself form. My soul's form.
I don't understand anything you're saying.
You don't need to understand. All I need from you is for you to show your utmost hospitality to the people I'm expecting to show up at this mansion someday.
Entertain your guest?
That's right, my dear. Michelle isn't the only one whose reconstruction I'm wishing for. There are others. Several heinous sinners. So I want you to serve as a maid and watch over them when they arrive. And But until then, keep the house in good condition.
What are you scheming?
Is that something you truly need to know, my dear? All you need to do is wish. Pray for the day your beloved appears before you again. For the day he wraps his arms around you once more. One word, Giselle. That's all I require. Do you want to see him again? Do you want to hear his voice again? I can promise you, you'll have your happiness back. What reason is there to hesitate? There isn't one. Or are you simply going to give up? I wonder what would happen if you said no? If you disappear from this world. How will Michel react when he comes back? Will he be sad, angry, or will he forgive you?
I'd like to apologize for Morgana's dog.
That jump scared me.
I suppose there's some things we can't escape
gonna
from.
be so.
I apologize. My dog is an idiot.
All good.
Oh, good. Anyways, go ahead.
I already read the lines, though.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And fall into the arms of another woman.
No, he can't.
Then make up your mind. Will you come with me? Or will you throw it all away?
I If I had given it a little thought, I would have realized she was manipulating me. And she was just telling me what I wanted to hear. But I believed her. I accepted her proposition. As unbelievable as it sounded, my desire for it to be real overpowered everything. It was impossible not to grasp at the straws she was dangling in front of me. And that was all I could do at the time. The witch's voice also had an inexplicable power to it. It made me believe, as outrageous as it was, that she could really bring you back, reconstruct you. Maybe because I had seen her turn a door into an immovable wall. Or maybe because I heard her disembodied voice. But I don't think those are enough to explain it. My guess is she had me under her spell. And that was the moment I became the maid. But I assure you, I was, at that point, still the same Giselle you knew and loved. The sound of the rain never seems to stop. Am I hallucinating it, maybe? From the moment I had lent my ear to the witch's sweet temptations, the mansion underwent an unimaginable transformation. No light shone through the windows despite them still being unobstructed. Not morning, day, or evening. In fact, the concepts of morning, day, and evening did not seem to exist. The darkness resembled that from when the windows had been all sealed off, but there was something more fundamentally unreal about it. Like it was hovering over a vast, all-consuming abyss with a constant haze of malice. I felt like I had been cast into some unknown realm, and that was why there was nothing beyond the windows. And the house was not the only thing that underwent changes. I too was no exception. In the blink of an eye, all my basic human urges vanished. I stopped feeling hungry, and I no longer needed sleep. Naturally, I was bewildered by what was happening to me and what I was turning into. I think I'll take a look around. Maybe there have been other changes. So I meandered through the mansion's halls. My original intent was to explore the entire house, but I found myself drawn towards one room in particular. That's right, your bedchamber. There was no light, not a trace of color remaining in your chambers. But the bed was the same shape, the walls the same texture, the curtains the same design as when you had been alive. Michelle, I'm praying, I'm always praying, that someday we'll meet again. Oh, there's something hidden under the bed. What could it be? It's that painting. I never did get to ask why he got so angry about me seeing this. I'm sure it's something he didn't want to be reminded of. Perhaps something to do with his family? I was right not pressing him about it, though. What? What the? Did the painting just smirk at me? Oh, God. Oh, jeez, Giselle. What are you doing tripping over yourself? It was just that accursed witch messing with your head. No need to get spooked over a tasteless prank. When I stumbled, I guess I knocked a drawer open. And there's something inside. Letters, it looks like. I shouldn't touch these, they're not mine. But I want something of Michelle's to have. Something to remember him by. His letters would be in his handwriting. And they would contain his words. And please forgive me, Michelle. I don't mean you any ill will, but I'm going to take these. I must say, there's an impressive number of... What on earth? It's like someone dumped an inkwell on every page, but why? Was this the witch's doing too? Yeah, it has to be. It must have been her. Definitely wasn't you, Michelle, was it? And the front door. I wonder what it's like outside. I can't get it open. What's going on? And the bar isn't set, but it won't budge an inch. It's just like up in the tower. I know, the windows. They should be open, then I can... What's going on here? What the heck is going on? It's like there's an invisible wall in front of the window. My hand won't go any farther. This is rich. What else can I do but laugh? What in the world? This is madness. Hurry up, Michelle. Return to me. And get me out of here. Please. Please get me out of here. I had no idea how to explain anything that happened to the mansion. But it was clear enough that I was imprisoned within its walls. I was all alone in a nebulous sphere of bleak darkness, and beyond its walls lay void. The layout of the house remained unchanged, but I felt as though I had wandered into a twisting labyrinth. I could cry, but there was no one there to soothe me. All it did was provoke her disembodied cackling, which she followed with,
You chose this, my dear. So you need to hold yourself together and keep wishing.
My only real pastime was cleaning. I dusted the same corners again and again, swept the same floors, polished the same dishes. One day I decided I would read the books left in the library. Despite there being more than 100 volumes, I finished every one of them in what felt like no time at all. My life was a never-ending cycle. Day in and day out, day in and day out. And the house had no visitors. No one, rather nothing at all, set foot upon the property. And there was no sign of other life whatsoever there. No birds singing in the morning, no cats sunbathing in the garden, no mice scurrying about the kitchen, no creepy crawly insects. And there was nothing. Nothing at all. The only thing that broke the long stretches of silence was her voice. Tell me, was she kind to you? Was she friendly and courteous? Because she was quite harsh when she spoke to me. These were the kinds of things she always said to me.
He didn't show up today, did he, my dear? Are you still praying, my dear? Do you think he'll actually come, my dear? I'm still wishing just like I promised, my dear. You know why he hasn't come for you, my dear? Because perhaps he doesn't actually love you as much as you thought. My dear. My dear. My dear. Have you lost your mind yet?
Shut up! I've had enough. I'm done with you. No, please, enough already.
Oh, what's got you so worked up? You love to talk, don't you? So why not have a nice little chat with me?
This is not a chat.
Maybe not on your mind, my dear. You seem to think chatting only constitutes conversations you enjoy. But I don't think the word's usage needs to be so restricted, personally.
You're just getting off on watching me squirm.
Oh, not at all. You'll have all my best wishes if he ever does show up for you. Ooh, so scary. If you're making that face when he shows up, he might not even recognize you.
What?
You haven't looked in a mirror recently, haven't you? Go on then, my dear. See just how frightful you've become.
No. No, it was right. I looked nightmarish. My face was pale and lifeless, my eyes hollow, my cheeks sunken, heavy bags beneath my eyes. My hair had lost its sheen and it grew wildly. I was quickly losing everything that had made me recognizable as me, and the thought sent a shiver down my spine. No, this isn't me. This is some kind of trick. You're trying to deceive me.
Baseless accusations. You really must stop blaming people every time something doesn't turn out the way you want, my dear.
But... My face was more...
More... what? More expressive, more cheerful, brighter, rosier? You're right, you were never this gloomy, were you?
Right, I wasn't... I was always more cheerful than this.
Naive girl. Could you be any more narcissistic?
Huh?
What you're looking at is undeniably exactly what you look like now. Time did not do that to you, nor did I. The negative energy oozing from within you is what's causing you to take on this form. Did you think you didn't have any dark, ugly emotions inside you? Did you believe you would always be able to smile no matter what? Did you assume you were pure and beautiful? No one like that exists, my dear. What you see in the mirror is the true you. Your hideous, twisted heart.
If you weren't always being so nasty, this would have never happened. Anyone's heart would be twisted listening to you long enough.
So you're saying Michelle's heart was twisted too? I spoke to him for years.
No.
I'm just teasing. I suppose I may have crossed the line there. I mean, you know ill will, Giselle, honest. Allow me to give you one word of advice, though. Look at yourself in the mirror often. If you continue deteriorating at this rate and end up looking like a corpse, when Michelle comes and sees you, he won't jump for joy, but run away screaming in terror.
Stop talking. Please, just stop.
You know, Giselle, this is only the very beginning. He might not show up for hundreds of years.
I can't live that long.
Absolutely brilliant. You still think you're alive.
What?
The moment you agreed to come with me, you ceased to be of this world. So don't worry about time, my dear. You can wait as long as it takes. As long as it takes for him to arrive.
As the witch had suggested, I started checking my appearance in the mirror every day. I wanted to ensure I didn't turn into some horrifying creature. My hair grew, so time seemed to be passing, but I didn't appear to age at all. The flow of time had become perplexingly vague and uncertain. Was it stopped, or was it moving? I couldn't tell. On occasion, I would practice smiling in front of the mirror. My smile was, after all, my one really distinctive feature, and I was certain you had seen me smiling more than anything. Even if my appearance had changed drastically, I thought, you would still be able to recognize me by my smile. A woman standing alone in front of a mirror practicing how to smile. I'm sure that was quite the comical sight. And that was about how my days went, for an incomprehensibly long time. For the first 100 years, I kept track of how much time had passed. An hour, a day, a month, a year, 10 years, 50. But once it had surpassed a person's average lifespan, the counting started driving me mad, so I stopped. My sense of time began to numb. In place of sleep, I spent my days in a trance-like state. In doing so, I was less aware of the passage of time, which made it a little easier to bear. Suspended in this bubble of time, my mind went out to you. The next thing I lost was a sense of was myself. I lived as a human for 21 years. After spending nearly 10 times that trapped in the mansion, I began to feel like that's all I had ever been. And that maybe my past was all a construct of my imagination. And that, as an otherworldly being, I merely fantasized about being human. Had I actually had a family? Had there actually been other people in the world? Did cities and villages really exist? Was there ever really a time when light shone through the windows, when we were happy? But I knew if I started doubting everything, I wouldn't be able to maintain myself. So I settled on believing one thing. That you, Michelle, were real. That you had been with me. That I had loved you. And that it was you I was waiting for. I always tried to remember that one fact. My characteristic energy and cheer were disappearing. And by then, I hardly ever raised my voice anymore. And in response to that change, the witch seemed to treat me a little nicer. On occasion, I thought I could sense her presence nearby, like she might reveal her form to me from beyond the darkness instead of only speaking to me. I could feel her sitting beside me.
Giselle. Do you think you're still Giselle, even now? I suppose it doesn't matter either way. Sometimes, I think love and fanaticism are two sides of the same coin.
What are you implying?
Oh, nothing. I have an idea, though. Why don't we make you some new clothes, my dear? The loom should still work thanks to your keeping everything in order. That outfit's an artifact of an age long past by now.
You know how long it's been.
Vaguely, but yes. As we speak, time still marches onward. Not too quickly, and not too slowly. But at the same pace as your breathing. Now, on your feet, Giselle. We have plenty of time, so let's make you the perfect maid's outfit. And if we don't have enough materials, we can make more thread from the sheets or curtains. How exciting.
Following her instructions, I wove garments in a style that did not exist in my era. And they were quite strange to behold. The old me might have been stricken with fascination by them. But at that point, I wasn't even sure how to rejoice, how to be impressed, or how to be moved anymore. It sounds like rain again. Hiss, hiss, hiss. Hiss. What year is it? Hiss, hiss. Oh, it doesn't matter what year it is. It doesn't matter where it is. As long as you're there, it can be anytime, anywhere. Where are you, Michelle? What are you doing? I'm still praying. I'm still wishing for you to appear before me. Forever and ever and ever. and ever and ever and ever. I've been praying for so long. I don't even know how long it's been. Before you left, you said you were going to pray too. You said you'd hope we meet again in another life. I'm not misremembering, am I? Michelle, come back to me soon. I love you so very much. But my memories of you are starting to fade. What did your voice sound like? What kind of faces did you make? Where did you like to put your hands on me? I don't want to forget. I want to always remember. My memories of you are the only thing holding me together. But they're slipping away from me. How did you speak? And what kinds of things did you talk about? I'm losing all these memories. Please, Michelle, come back to me. Before I forget everything. My beloved master. And the thought crossed my mind that maybe Morgana's guarantee that you would be reconstructed was just a lie to trick me into staying here. But I quickly discarded it. Because if she had been lying, it would strip all meaning from my very existence. It would have taken from me my purpose for being here. So I didn't want to accept that possibility. I had no choice but to persevere in my belief that you would return. I had always thought I would be alright, that my faith would never waver. I still believed in myself. But you can be the happiest, most optimistic, resolute person in the world. And you will still break eventually. And I was at the point where even the slightest tap would shatter me into fragments. Over 100 years.
I was gonna say this is actually probably a pretty decent place to stop.
Alright, you have been spared from your depression reading.
Yay!
Because we're getting right to where the big chunky part of this section
actually.
is. Yeah, so
Chunky.
probably a good place to wrap it up for right now, because it sounds like you're dying constantly. I'm gonna save over this one.
Was I too depressed? I'm sorry.
Oh no, not even that. It's just like I can tell you have a headache.
Sure, what if we need this file?
We don't need.
How is your headache doing, B?
Wow, spoilers.
I mean, I was like fighting nausea, but it's all good.
Oh,
Is it?
What if we
Is
lose
it?
our place in this visual novel?
Listen, it's called method acting, and it made me sound
Clinical.
terrible. As Giselle felt, so we're all good.
First person in history to be nice when method acting.
All right, I guess it's time for discussions. Mr.
Yeah, sure.
AC.
Okay,
how's
man.
that feel?
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. That... I feel empty.
What else is new?
It's like, yeah. I mean, like, I think we all knew this. I know it was obvious. But, my question was, around, like, the time that, like, Giselle was, like, around, wasn't there, like, still stories of, like, that scenario and, like, the thing being too good to be true?
What do you mean?
What I'm trying to say is, like, the whole story of, like, the whole, the like, the thing giving, like, the perfect wish, but, like, the fucking monkey paw. You know what, I'll just summarize it.
Oh, yeah.
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 That
Your
shit-
genie rules.
that tale has been around long enough where I'm like, Giselle, if you've kept up on the literature, you would have known this was a bad idea.
People will do anything out of desperation to see the ones they love.
I feel like if the one I love died, I feel like my and like that a voice came to be saying this, I'd be like, oh, on one hand I miss them, on the other I know where this is going. No, thank you.
I disagree.
AC really just said I'm built different.
I am.
I personally disagree. I denied myself wishes when I was young out of fear of them coming through in the worst way possible, so I was affected too much, I guess, by this sort of stuff. So I would disagree, and you should go for it.
Did you meet a genie when you were younger?
Very much. Whoa.
No, but I had a lot of, like, absent-mindedly and, like, before going to bed, like, wishing for stuff, and then instantly home was like, no, don't wish for that, it's gonna come true in the worst way possible.
Oh, okay.
Like, legit scared of wishing for stuff. No. Just what if. And I was affected by the moral be careful what you wish for far too hard, I guess.
Fair enough. Okay.
That is totally fair.
But yes, this is AC's discussion time. You got anything else?
My theory is, yeah. So that's why she was, like, not doing anything when people were up to evil shit. Yeah. So, like, shout out to the writer. They did a good job. I don't mean that sucked as in it's bad. Far from it. I mean that sucked as in it hurt. And I feel sad. I feel sunken. My final thoughts are, wow, depression chapter be hitting.
Ooh, this shit is hitting different. Award-winning noir.
Well, certainly this witch is up to something, and I don't think there's a way yet revealed for this witch to be like a metaphor for depression or something yet, but I still don't know what the deal is with this witch. I guess my entire syphilis theory goes straight in the trash unless they start explaining anything, because we still don't know why anyone came to just murder Michelle for no reason.
I still believe in syphilis noir.
We need to start putting that on t-shirts.
I wonder if can we see if there's any syphilis deniers in chat?
Oh my god!
I don't think we need any more syphilis discussion, please. I'm tired of this.
I will also. Really, the only mystery that's kind of left is the why of what Morgana's doing at all. And I feel like there's certainly some like parts of the framing mechanism that we still have. We still don't know why there's a guy in a portrait. I believe it's Michelle because every portrait has been of a white-haired person, but also because I mean it feels like that's the idea, but what does that mean, though? I guess that's just a magic door, and this whole house is made of magic, and I don't know how it's not made of magic or how you're supposed to fix anything, because it apparently has not worked for several hundred years. I hope things improve, because this is starting to turn into a Desaad novel, where everything is happy and then everything is sad, and that's the entire novel. And it's supposed to mean something, but you can tell it's being written by someone who also just wanted to do.
Are you being sucked into an alternate dimension? What is this?
Yeah, let him get his thoughts.
He's being sucked into the mansion. He is being sucked into the mansion.
Let the man get his thoughts out before he falls into the portal.
Yeah, but that's all I got in mind so far.
Okay,
Alright.
I condemn no more to the abyss. Yeah, Bo, it's your turn.
No!
Alright, well, I was thinking it was magic until this. Like, I mean, wasn't magic until this. Like, I also on board with syphilis. Yeah, this seems that seems unlikely now, unless there's some weird metaphor. It's like, oh, it's multiple. I think it's just magic at this point.
If I can add one last thing.
Go ahead.
Magic certainly explains a lot, because we've been told time and again that this is not a mystery. This is a pseudo-mystery. And I'm not sure how I feel if the answer is it's magic, but I don't know how I feel if that leads to an interesting conclusion or not.
I would like to say, in defense of me, and Orange, never even said it was a pseudo mystery. You said there were mysteries within the story.
No, it was mentioned
There are
explicitly
elements.
that it was a pseudo mystery. That was explicitly said.
Oh well,
I don't
shit.
remember that. I don't remember
fair,
that.
I do.
Mystery. I remember mystery.
Okay, well,
elements.
never mind. Let me speak for myself. I only said there were mysteries within the story, but it was not a mystery.
When I said
Fair enough.
pseudo mystery, that was the implicit that was the implicit meaning. I meant that it had mysterious elements, but you could not solve it properly.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm going to anyway.
Alright, so also that I feel like the knight is almost certainly the brother. Almost definitely. Especially because it was like a noble family, and noble families tend to have knight children. Wait, was it a noble family? Yeah, it was a noble family, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that almost certainly the brother.
They're rich enough to afford maids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like a merchant can also, like, there's also, like, wealthy merchants, but, like, I'm pretty sure it mentioned noble. Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna quickly go through the notes. I was, working on things, so I, couldn't look through the notes just now, but, I think that was most of the stuff. I'm just gonna quickly skim. Yeah, that seems to be it. Oh, yeah, I also was thinking, like, maybe the witch is talking like a guilty conscience. Maybe she's, like, a manifestation of the guilty conscience, but now it's going through like time periods. It's almost certainly magic. That's my thought.
All right. Joshi.
Okay, so for one, it is really, really, really hard to even like kind of say like it just kind of fucking sucks. And I don't mean the story, I just mean the situation for Giselle. It fucking sucks. It also sucked for Michelle. And now that I see that, I'm like, oh yeah, like fucking I guess all the stories that the maid did tell maybe did actually happen, and they were forced to just watch it happen because they were the witch told them they couldn't interfere. And perhaps the white-haired girl is actually a reincarnated Michelle, but like
reconstructed.
Well, I mean, same thing. Tomato, tomato.
I'm pretty sure that the witch actually straight up said this is not reincarnation.
Anyways,
HD remaster.
Fuck's sake. You get my drift.
This is Giselle Fess.
This is a Netflix adaptation.
Damn, what happened to me talking through my own thing?
Go ahead, Joshi.
Anyways, as I was saying, I am pretty sure that now all the stories did happen because there's. I'm sorry, like I can't find a way it's going to not, like, I can't find a way that without like the witch existing, unless like Michelle just got better, I guess, and then came back with his memory lost, which I don't think happened. But like, well, yeah, but like, I do think that perhaps where we currently are, maybe it might be heading towards that Giselle had to watch all these things, and then finally, maybe in like a, probably what is the furthest we've ever been in time. It doesn't have to be like, oh yeah, like the 2000s, but like, a little bit further ahead. Maybe during that time, Michelle, maybe, whatever the fuck, fucking reconstructed back and then came in to meet Michelle the maid. And I guess in a way it kind of worked. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't know. My brain's fried. Sad hours for a girl who just wanted to be with her loved one.
Giselle can't catch a fucking break.
Nope.
Depression.
Hundreds of years.
Oh, apparently.
Disgrace. Alright, we're skipping over
I know where that came from.
I would hope everyone does. Skipping over. Oh, we'll talk about it later. Anyway, skipping over Roboot, we're going to Con.
Oh, right, because Roboot said his throat was fucked up, didn't he? Worry about that, Roboot. So, it's just as everyone else has said, Giselle cannot catch a fucking break. This is just officially... I guess the best way to go ahead and say this is, it feels like the witch Morgana is using her as not quite like a vessel. Now, she did say like a guide or a tether, keeping her at least there in the mortal plane so she can finish her unfinished business. Also, when she said reconstruction, that didn't sound to me like reincarnation. With reincarnation, you get your soul back in your original body.
No, you don't.
There are
There
no concrete rules of reincarnation in that regard. There's reincarnation in like the Buddhistic aspect, but even then you don't come back in your body.
Reincarnation is a broad thing.
Yeah, it could mean different meaning. You could you could turn into a worm or something else. In fact, that might be actually what happened to Michelle. Actually, he might have turned into a worm at a certain point.
No,
I don't think so.
Well, with the text within the story, Morgana said reconstruction would be Michelle and the same person, same body, same memory, like the exact same.
If that's the case, then why is it every iteration of the white hair girl we've seen doesn't have the memories?
That might be part of the reconstruction process.
Alright, I'll wait for my turn.
Ugh. I will also say, Morgana's definite idea of which sinners in the stories does have me questioning which ones were the main sinners she wanted to punish in each of these stories. I mean, we were even discussing this in live Materol, of which one of the three stories, because we all agreed Yukimasa is one of those sinners, because dude just chopped up bodies left and right and enjoyed taking life out of each of them. I personally say that the other few people would probably be Jacopo in the third door, and maybe Mel of the first door.
I'm pretty sure. Wait, wouldn't the sinner be the girl? I mean, maybe not.
I also believe like it makes more sense for the sinners to be Nelly and Maria.
Unless there's like some
It is strange,
hidden
though.
aspect to Mel.
I agree that it's weird.
That is true. That is true.
I agree it's weird though, because she did make it seem like the masters would be the sinners, but I guess it's not directly implied, I guess.
I'm also saying Mel, because he's the one who had the original dream all the way back in door 1 about those people in the tower. And it's the same tower that's in that mansion. So that leaves me to believe maybe something happened with Morgana in that same tower, and now her soul is somehow just stuck with this house, and that's why she's so connected and tethered to it as a spirit.
Well, she did say she was
What do you
cursed.
all think so far?
She did say she was cursed.
Just cursed to stay there, but feels like whatever plans she has does involve the suffering of all the characters we've seen thus far. And now she's gone and roped Giselle into it along with Michelle. I also will say, I love voicing Morgana. She is a very... I love her personality. It's like she gives no fucks.
I'm sure your dog enjoys voicing Morgana too.
I mean,
right.
dogs are known to bark. Dogs are known to bark at the supernatural.
I mean, I
Which is
think
get you and your little dog too.
I like that clinical obsession, Jacopo derogatory.
Sure, bro.
With all like hatred, appropriate and justified hatred for Jacopo, I mean, come on. Fucking Maria is right there, and she's actually awful. Like no holds barred.
He's pretty bad too.
He's pretty bad, but it's nowhere close.
I mean, to be fair, literally, basically everything Jacopo did was almost directly because Maria told him to.
And manipulate. It was all everything that happened that he did bad. It was because he was manipulated by Maria. Now, the way that he reacted to situations is not appropriate, but he wouldn't have done it if it weren't for Maria.
I'm gonna kill her for cheating on me.
He didn't though.
Yeah, but
he was mad.
Really wanted to.
He was too
much. I don't. No, he really didn't want to.
He's a very emotional Italian man.
Okay, hold on. Bring it back. Bring it back down, class. Con, do you have anything else?
Oh, Clinical is right. He is a domestic abuser, though.
Yeah.
Yes, true.
He wouldn't have abused. It would not have.
Doesn't really excuse his actions.
Not in any way, no.
More to the point. You got. Hold on a second. You good? You got anything else?
I will also go ahead and say, Noir, I love the idea of Morgana possibly being a metaphor for vengeance or depression. That does sound really good. I like that.
I think symbolically, but I don't think it works narratively.
I thought Giselle was the depression metaphor. What happened to that?
Also, that line about how you could be the happiest person in the world and still be able to break just hits hard.
Yeah.
Like, of all the lines that are in this VN, that is the one that I feel best summarizes everything in this.
Yeah, I found some stuff.
But that's all I've got to say. Take it away, Rindy.
Okay, so first of all, so the question about like why does the white-haired girl show up if I mean the white-haired girl is clearly being reconstructed or whatever, but like why does she show up in the place of Michelle? And my thought on that is that is indeed what Michelle's body looked like at that age, with appropriate management of the appearance. And Giselle does end up believing that's who they're supposed to be because of the portrait too, and think, oh, I don't remember what they look like. This must be it, or something like that. So yeah, I because I believe Michelle is a lot older than any of the whiter girls we've seen, or at least like significantly, like years older at the very least, and specifically like conducts himself and wears stuff that could hide this sort of body shape. And this is but without that specific way of like I don't know raising, he did not develop in that direction. I guess I don't know. Did not have the option or anything like that, because all the whiter girls have been like from places that didn't really give them much of an option in that regard. That as far as like the witch's motivations at Noir had an issue, I can accept it just being a whim, but we did get the sort of motivation. Like she needs someone to like take care of the house and guide the sinners that she wants to help, I guess, for whatever reason.
Wait, was it help or punish?
What?
I think the idea is that she's definitely somehow profiting in some way from fulfilling wishes and taking active pleasure in fulfilling wishes like an asshole.
I mean, she did get something out of the deal. She got a big thing out of the deal. She got Giselle as a maid that would help and do what she needs in the areas that she can't herself.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if she said she wanted to help the sinners or punish them or something else.
I think help, guide them, I think was the word.
That was the other thing I forgot. Morgana reminds me of Yuko, the witch Yuko from Holic.
Ichihara?
I've not
That's
seen that.
That's not the impression I got, but I only
kinda
watched the Backlog Chronicle.
This metaphor
Anyway.
falls on completely deaf ears.
I feel like the men on the painting, I feel like over these hundreds and thousands, maybe not thousands, over these hundreds of years, there have been masters and residents we haven't personally seen their history. Maybe the white-haired girl didn't appear in those stories, so they weren't relevant. And the house like just straight up holds like shades and memories of previous residents, so it could be just another unmentioned resident. Also, I don't get it, Boone. Why do you think the knight was the brother?
He talked with immense familiarity. What Michelle?
It talked about
he
like
explicitly
the
said
knowledge
like
that anyone.
you.
It talked with the knowledge that I felt like common knowledge.
If anything, it was pretty formal.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I thought that maybe I misread the situation. Maybe I misheard how they talked.
I don't know. Oh, yeah, that's about all my thoughts.
Like I thought that he talked with an immense familiarity.
It talked with like it talked with like extreme formality as befit of a knight of the church, and I feel like that was like it basically just called out the allegations essentially.
This isn't exactly going for period accurate dialogue, to be fair.
But that doesn't have to do with anything to do with what I'm said.
That is also true. But
Yeah,
anyway,
and his brother appeared to like accept him and like was all ready to return to the mansion. And
Well, I
stuff
thought
like
that was gonna be like a heel turn twist kind of thing.
Like, why would he? And I don't see a reason for him to be like a knight. It seems like him like taking over implies that he's still like a noble and stuff. I don't know. Anyway, yeah.
I
That's all
mean,
my
knights owned land, and knights were nobles.
There's a difference between owning land and being like part of a noble family that's going to inherit it in the future, becoming the master.
I guess,
Well,
but
it happened.
Anyway, irrelevant.
Anyways,
It's irrelevant.
Finn's
I'm done.
turn.
This was something I thought about last session, but we didn't have a discussion part.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a week, so I've kind of forgotten some of my examples. But both Michelle and Giselle have a lot of similarities with both. There are parts of Michelle in both the white-haired girl and the maid, and there are a lot of Giselle in both the white-haired girl and the maid. Like, obviously the white-haired girl has Michelle's physical appearance, but she also doesn't want to be seen naked, or she's ashamed to be seen naked, like Giselle is. The maid is Giselle, the maid is a maid like Giselle is. I guess it's the same maid, we know that now. I don't know, it's just something I noticed.
I feel like that's a normal reaction, though. It doesn't necessarily have to do with being embarrassed to be seen naked. I don't think you need scarves.
Especially in era when like showing ankle.
It's weird that it was a big deal both times. Like,
I guess, yeah.
Why
Narratively
point it
speaking.
out if it's not?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get that.
Got anything for this session then, or this section then?
Not really. I forgot most of the examples I thought of. I'm gonna be real.
Dang.
I gotta watch Holic
You got Mr. Sim.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, and Crimson.
I'm actually interested how the story's gonna, evolve, because we don't know exactly how it's gonna happen from the actual point of view of the truth from her point of end, because all those previous stories could have been true, but might have been slightly off. We don't know how the story's gonna unfold. We don't know if the white hair girl's even gonna be there in the first place, because we don't know the first couple stories were partially not factually right, but it could be that or not. I'm just thinking it could be.
Are you saying, sorry, you're saying like the doors, all the doors are like door 4 in which the white-haired girl was just not there?
Yes.
Gotcha.
It could be that Michelle could have been all the other male masters, but it was obfuscated by the memories of her trying to obfuscate that.
Then who's the white-haired girl?
I don't know. I'm just guessing here. I'm not 100% accurate on this. I'm just assuming that the first 4 doors were just not necessarily true, but sort of true. Kind of like how the 4th door and the 5th door are basically similar, but slightly off.
You believe that the narration might be unreliable.
Up until door 5. So that's my theory on that. Also, I think Morgana just feeds off the misery of people, and the only way she can do it is basically through people's misery. Kind of like some type of psychic vampire, but more abstract and more spiritual.
Are you saying that Morgana eats misery like Reese's Puffs? Reese's Puffs.
the misery!
I'm sorry. I think Morgana feeds on men's souls.
Alright.
And make them
I
slaves.
now really want just an image of Morgana breakdancing in front of Giselle.
Oh,
while
that
plays.
actually would work. Oh god, that actually works perfectly.
It's just,
I want Giselle and Michelle. I want Giselle breaking in front of Michelle.
It's the maid Giselle possessed by Morgana breakdancing in front of the cat dunked in milk. Did I say, the cat dunked in milk
Yes,
Giselle?
the cat dunked.
You had it right its mouth.
Who do I commission for Giselle breakdancing in front of Michelle?
Beat him up. Woo!
Are
Alright.
Reese's Puffs even good?
Not really.
Okay.
You haven't
What
had
are you
them?
talking about? Peanut butter chocolate
Never
great
had
when
'em.
separate, but when they combine, they make the morning time epic.
I don't
That's the whole
I
thing.
Never had them before.
the first thing.
I don't even like peanut butter because of my cursed tongue.
For once,
Oh,
me
yeah, his
and
cursed
Bone
tongue.
agree on one thing.
Do you not like
I
peanut
actually
butter?
Don't know
I'll
why.
eat it.
I should
Wait,
try
what?
them one
But it's
day.
You don't
alright.
like peanut butter?
Wait, I
How
don't.
you eat
I
Thai
didn't.
food?
Alright, do you guys think that Michelle would like peanut butter though?
I mean, what?
Back to the house at Fata.
He would definitely
Is
take
Full of
the
peanut butter.
spoon straight out of the jar.
Michelle
He's
has
dressed
enough
like
of a
peanut
palate
butter.
to care.
He's
We
dressed
need
in
to
the
talk
colors of
about
peanut
if they
butter.
like peanut butter or not.
Giselle wishes they had some peanut butter right now than going through this shit.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
I would rather eat peanut butter all the jar than dealing with that bullshit.
Just
Well,
Giselle crying while eating ice cream.
Giselle
Okay.
didn't eat any food when peanut butter. Giselle didn't eat by the time peanut butter was invented.
This is true.
think.
Facts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was not invented until like around 1800s.
Wow, then one of the characters in the story have ever eaten peanut butter except maybe Jacopo.
Yeah, Jacopo might
Michelle
have ate
eats
peanut
Reese's
butter.
Puffs at 3
Just
a.m.
one
alone
Jacopo.
because he's lost the will to live.
18th
Yeah,
century.
Alright,
pretty
well,
good.
this has been a very fruitful.
That was interesting.
Alrighty then.
Yeah, but that was pretty much all my thoughts, including the Reese's Puffs.
Okay then, if that's it, then I think we're about ready to wrap things up. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Reese's Puffs.
Bye.